In 1970, a single income could buy a house, raise 3 kids, and still have money left over for summer vacation. Today, 2 incomes can barely cover rent and daycare in most cities. Something fundamental broke. And no, it's not because people stopped working hard. Your grandfather probably clocked out at 5, came home to a pension plan, and owned his home by 40. You work 50-hour weeks, answer emails at midnight, and your retirement depends on a 401k? You don't fully understand. You're objectively more productive. You're using better technology, you're more educated, and yet you're falling behind. The math doesn't add up. Unless you realize the math was changed, here's what happened. Between 1948 and 1973, worker productivity in the United States doubled. Wages doubled right alongside it. If you worked harder, made more widgets, sold more insurance, you got paid more. The system had a certain logic to it. But after 1973, something snapped. Productivity kept climbing. Wages flatlined. By 2022, productivity had increased another 77%. Compensation grew only 18%. That's not a gap, that's a chasm. So where did all that extra value go? It went up, way up. CEO pay in 1965 was about 20 times the average worker's salary. Generous, but comprehensible. By 2021, that ratio hit 399 to 1. Not because CEOs started working 20 times harder. The value created by workers didn't disappear. It just stopped flowing back to them. This wasn't an accident, it was a design choice. Starting in the late 70s, shareholder value became the North Star. Maximize profit, cut costs, treat labor as an expense, not an asset. Unions weakened, pensions vanished, full-time jobs became gig work with no benefits. And here's the part that stings. You were told this was good for you. Flexibility, entrepreneurship, be your own boss. Meanwhile, the actual bosses were locking in stock options and golden parachutes while your health insurance got worse every year. The economy grew, corporate profits hit record highs, the stock market soared, and the average worker's paycheck bought less than it did in 1978. Adjusted for inflation, real wages for most Americans have been essentially frozen for nearly 50 years. But wait, it gets worse. Because while wages stalled, costs exploded. Housing prices have increased over 400% since the 1980s. College tuition is up 1,200%. Healthcare costs have tripled. Childcare in some cities now costs more than state college tuition. So not only are you earning the same, you're paying vastly more for the basics your parents took for granted. The gap isn't filled by hard work. It's filled by debt, student loans, credit cards. Buy now, pay later. The system doesn't need you to get richer. It needs you to keep spending. Now here's the cruel irony. You probably know someone who did get rich in the last 20 years. Maybe they bought Tesla stock early. Maybe they bought a house in 2010 and sold it in 2021. Maybe they started a company, got venture funding, and cashed out. Notice the pattern? None of that is about working harder. It's about owning things. Assets, equity, capital. The economy still rewards effort, just not your effort. It rewards ownership. And if you don't own anything, you're renting your entire existence from people who do. This is why the advice your parents gave you doesn't work anymore. Go to college, get a good job, work your way up. That path assumed the ladder was still there, but the rungs have been sawed off. Education costs more and pays less. Loyalty to a company gets you nothing but a gold watch and a severance package. The retirement age keeps creeping up because the system assumes you'll never actually stop working. You're not failing. The returns on labor just went to zero, while the returns on capital went parabolic. So no, working harder won't make you richer. Not in this economy. The game changed. The people who won made sure of it. And until we admit that effort and reward disconnected decades ago, we'll keep blaming individuals for a system designed to extract, not distribute. The question isn't why you're not getting ahead. It's who decided you shouldn't.